But anyway, long story short. So I have a yellow type, and then I have a seedling row. I believe this is the seedling row, so these are all seedlings. This is a variety, a yellow variety. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Anyway, it's a yellow variety. Okay. And then this is 2 rows. This is possum purple, and you'll notice a lot of dead plants. Well, passion fruit, at least possum purple, is highly susceptible to several fungal diseases. Some for the roots and some for the stems. So typically in Florida, the vines don't live more than about 3-4 years, and then they decline. And so, we planted this, we did some work on it, and you can see we obviously have the pathogen in the soil here.
And it's only in possum purple.
No, some of the others will go.
It's like
too.
a granadilla
but
type.
Possum purple is a real good one. Okay. And then you can see this row is almost gone now, right? And
do you have Frederick here?
No. Okay. No. And then this row here was actually from tissue cultured plants. I don't know, are you familiar with AgriStarts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They now have 3 varieties.
Okay.
Bounty, Panama Red, and Possum Purple, which is nice because you're getting clean plants.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is going to be we have a tropical fruit plant breeder. So this will be for him, he happens to be a him, that can use this to test for disease resistance. Because I can't use it.
There was always the myth in California that passion fruit only lived 7 years, and no one really got to the root of why it must be disease.
Yeah, there's several diseases that attack
kind of a
stems
forced decline.
and or the roots or both.
Yeah.
And then there's also viruses. So it turns out, when I first was down here many years ago, we found 1 virus in the passion fruit. We did a survey. Now there's 10.
Oh gosh.
So there's been a change.
Yeah.
And so that's the other problem. So actually our entomologist, Dr. Carrillo, is looking at the aphid vectors and trying to better understand the biology in the hopes that we can figure out a better way to reduce the transmission, because aphids aren't really interested in passion fruit. It's just something they probe. It's like a green thing, and they just land on anything green, and they probe and they transmit the virus. So if we were able to figure out some way to inhibit that or stop that, it would really save, because we've had commercial growers that we've gone out and visited and they were making 2 mistakes. One is they were propagating their plants from what they called mother vines, but they didn't test the mother vines for virus.
Oh gosh.
So they propagated literally thousands, and I'm talking about 25 acres worth of passion fruit, thousands of virus-infected vines. That plus they're planting, they're saying, how come the production's going down? Well, virus. So they said, what's the recommendation? And this happened to other commercial growers 25 years ago when I was here too. They said, look, the only way to get over this, you must remove every single passion fruit vine here. Just remove everything. Get clean plant material and replant. And I had one grower do that, and it's painful, but he luckily had other plantings in other locations.
Could pay the bills in the meantime.
These people are all in one location. They said they'd have put us out of business. I said, well, it's sort of either slow and painful out of business or quick and easy out of business.
Yeah.
So they've gotten out of the business.
Oh gosh.
Because of the viruses.
We'll switch to another crop then, I guess.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. So if we were able to figure out that, it would certainly help. The fungal thing is really going to be a breeding. Some people use rootstocks. The thing of it is, just use a yellow passion vine as your rootstock. Okay, so which one? Well, anyone. No, that's not really how that works. You know what I mean? So we're going to look at rootstocks, but again, you need to be very careful that it's X or Y rootstock that works. It's not all
across the board. Yeah.
So it's a little more complicated. This is these are GMO plants.
Okay.
Yeah, these are genetically modified.
Are they for the virus?
Yeah, Pyrex spot.
Yeah.
And
what was the?
What I'm showing you. The nice thing is, because they're propagated by tissue culture, they're all bisexual.
Oh, okay.
So I don't need any females, and I don't need any males.
Okay.
just
They're
the
self-compatible,
bisexuals.
yes.
Yes. And so, when you plant commercial papaya, if you have females and bisexual plants, you need to plant 2 or 3 plants in every spot. And then when they flower and fruit, you come back and remove the females, and hopefully you have a bisexual. So it's labor intensive, plus you're planting twice or 3 times as you need. This is one of our, we have 4 lines of GM. This one is the smaller plants are larger plants that were killed. And you see it has red stems.
Yeah.
And these plants, I've had this same accession in the field for 7 years. No virus. So they're very productive. This one tends to be dwarf.
Okay.
So it starts flowering and fruit. Well, you see it's flowering.
Yeah.
It's starting to set fruit at that height.
Yeah.
So if you grow the Hawaiian types, you're talking about up here before it starts to flower and fruit. Plus, it gets killed by the virus. These don't get killed by the virus.
Hawaii has a...
Yeah, but it's illegal to grow it anywhere but Hawaii.
Right.
Yeah. And there's more than one strain of the virus.
Oh.
The strains here in Florida, as you would expect, our strains
Have
come from
mutated,
all over the
yes.
Caribbean and Central America, and it kills it. So
Hawaii's a nice little
yeah,
isolated...
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why it works. Here it is the one. So anyway, we have a program where we're hopefully going to get permission to release these commercially so people can grow it, because right now people generally have to replant probably every 2 to 3 years because the virus declines the production and wrecks the production.
Yeah.
So this, if you had to plant only every 7 years or so,
No brainer.
Especially
Yeah.
with fruiting that age.
Yeah, that helps your harvest labor.
well, and the other thing, let's say I was going to keep this for 10 years, so the plant gets up and it gets harder and harder to pick, and I don't want to climb ladders. We have shown, and this is something that's done in Australia, we're not the inventors of this, so you can come in, and we found that if you cut the plant at about 4 feet, it sends out branches
Okay,
and
yeah.
flower and fruit.
Okay.
So, you can just keep in production. I mean, it's just not that hard.